keep the show going. Do you guys think?
I feel
Don't you guys think? Come on, let me feel you. Let me feel you. I'm going to introduce your headliner. You ready for him? Yeah. Oh, no. I'm not going to bring him up with this type of energy. Where the fuck are you going, man? What's the chat?
No, he's going like this.
Give him 5 minutes.
They're going to go eat
5 minutes?
They're going to go eat an apple.
Oh my God, what an asshole. What an asshole. Oh, you're going with him? Oh, great.
Bye, Lisa. I love you. So my friend Lisa.
Oh, God. They just got... They took the ball with them. All right, great. That's going to be a sight to see that day. All right, everybody, let's try this again. Are you guys ready for your headliner? Imagine, if you will, the rough child Rodney Dangerfield and Al Bundy. You're going to get your head. Give it up for my friend, Glenn Friesman. All right, one more time for Billy Chang and Jennifer. Keep it going for yourselves. And keep it going for me, because today I am celebrating my 300th day of sobriety. Well, I'm not talking about it in a row. I'm just, talking about all together. My wife and I went to an Irish wedding. The DJ says, grab that person who found you the most comfort in your life. And hold that person, grab that person, squeeze that person tight. I ain't telling you, the poor bartender, he was nearly crushed to death. I'm asking you, what is all this fuss about same-sex marriage? I've been married over 35 years and I've had the same sex for practically all of them. And while I'm at the table, oh, come on, fix that now. While I'm at the table, the young lady that's sitting at my table says to me, hey, Glenn, go out there and dance. Dance like nobody's watching. So I did, but they were watching. And somebody called an ambulance because they thought I was having a seizure. I took my 15-year-old nephew a couple of weeks ago. We went to a baseball tournament, one of his tournaments. We checked into a Motel 6. Anybody else checked into a Motel 6? Prisons have nicer accommodations. And in prisons, you don't have to pay for the sex. I check in and I walk back to the woman at the front desk and I said, listen, can you do me a favor? And can you make sure that the porn in my room is disabled? She says, we only got regular porn, you sick bastard. Trying to take those kids out for dinner in a little Mexican restaurant right downstairs. But we all walk in, 21 of us. And I said to the hostess, hey, what's good? She said, I'm a tiny Burger King across the street. We sit down anyway. The waiter comes over. I said, listen, little Sammy Slugger over there, he's allergic to peanuts and milk and almonds. He's vegan. Oh, and by the way, the kid don't even think, what did he get? Paco says he can get the hell out of here. We decide to leave, but little Sammy Slugger, he's got to go to the bathroom. Poor kid's in there 20 minutes. As a sign, employees must wash hands. Nobody even showed up. We ended up taking these kids out for a dance that night. Let me tell you something, they got into it. When they played the jump, these kids jumped. And when they played the twist, these kids twisted. And when they played Come On Eileen, the entire team got kicked out. We did not get home till after midnight. I called the front desk, same woman answered the phone. I said, listen, I need a wake-up call. She says, okay, you're an alcoholic piece of shit. And I said, thanks, I needed that. Hey, how about this pandemic? It's going on 18 months. Something made in China, 18 months. Why is it that everything else that we bought in China breaks in 4 months? I remember from the history books that they used to celebrate the end of a pandemic with an orgy. Anybody hear anything like that going on here in Delaware? Did you hear today that they closed and quarantined everybody at the John Lennon International Airport? Imagine all the people. Look, it's easy if you try. Now the Christmas holidays are coming up, right? Everybody excited, right? Last year I got a sweater. This year I am hoping for a motor or a screamer. My sister-in-law made what she makes every year for the holidays, a scene. My kids bitching at me. They say, Dad, why do we have to hang the Christmas lights? I go, just like Jeffrey Epstein, kid, they are not going to hang themselves. You think that's bad? My kids actually named our tree Amy Winehouse. I had no idea why until the middle of January the thing died and had the shitload of needles all over the ground. Too soon. I took my service dog, we're walking through Walmart, and a woman comes up to me and she's got 2 little kids, and I noticed that these kids are on leashes. I said, they are really cute kids. Were they rescues? I'm glad you found it funny, but she did not find it funny. She got mad, so I quickly complimented her on her mustache. That did not help the situation. She says to me, what about your dog? Was he adopted? I go, no matter of fact, he was. You see, my wife and I, we could not conceive a dog naturally on our own. As I am walking through Walmart, I hear a guy ask one of the sales associates, hey, do you have an air fryer that can handle a family of 8? And I am thinking, hold on a minute there, Jeffrey Dahmer. Everybody remember Jeffrey Dahmer? He was eating 5 guys even before it was a restaurant. I'm checking out, and the cashier says, did you find everything okay? I said, why, were you hiding some stuff? I'm walking out to the sign on the door that they are getting ready to bring dental offices to every one of the Walmart stores. But in an effort to try to get a better clientele, they are actually going to have an express lane for any patient that still has 7 original teeth or more. Women, does anybody here not believe that a foot fetish is a real thing? Women? Oh, it's a real thing. I mean, just look around you. Half the guys in this room lost their virginity in a sock. Just saying, that's where it starts. And my kids laugh at me because they think I'm crazy. And I laugh right back at them because I know it's hereditary. Anybody else get pissed off when someone says they know every single thing about Mozart, like everything, and they're all uppity about it? And half of them have never even once seen one of his paintings? I'll give you a minute. I got my official 2022 condoms in the mail. I'll wait. I was really excited. I got in bed the first night, I put on that gold one. My wife gets in bed, she takes one look at that and says, yo, why don't you put on a silver and come second for a change? I said, why don't you invite one of your hot yoga friends over? I'll gladly take the podium wearing the bronze. A friend of mine went out and he got a vasectomy because he thought it would stop his wife from getting pregnant. Apparently all it does is change the nationality of the baby. Hey buddy, yo, I'm talking to you, mister. You realize that if you are sitting on the toilet at 11:59 at night and the clock strikes midnight, you have officially experienced the same shit different day? So a feminist asked me, how do you view lesbian relationships? And I said, on my high-definition 80-inch television whenever possible. My daughter, she's pregnant, she walked into the maternity shop, she needed a new bra. The woman walks over to her with a tape measure. She says to her, do you happen to know what bust? My daughter says, I'm pretty sure it was the fucking condom. I said to my wife the other night, you know what, you were really pushing my buttons. She said, if that were true, I would have found and hit your mute button about 35 years ago. Friends of ours put on the internet, on Facebook, that their daughter was pregnant with twins. So I commented, congratulations, that's really great. Finally, 2 babies with the same guy. It got me out of going to the baby shower. No longer invited. You think it's crazy how much money people are spending today, young people are spending today on gender reveal parties? Right? Just some 9 years later, the kid can change into one of the other 62, whatever the hell they feel like it. Craziness. Craziness. Uh-oh. Hello. There we go. So they say that kids are a gift, but I would rather play with the box they came in. My wife and I, we have 2 kids. Our son is 20. He is in the 9th grade. He comes home and he says, hey, Dad, I am banging a hot senior. I said, big deal, so am I. He's out at one of his girlfriend's house and they're on the sofa. She says, hey, you want to go upstairs? He says, sure. She said, you bring any protection? He said, why, who's up there? He's out with another girl. She tried to tell him that having a small penis was not such a big deal. It was absolutely nothing to be ashamed about. My son says, I know that, but I just wish you didn't have one at all. My kid is a gentleman, though. I got to give him that. He is a gentleman. He took a woman out, a girlfriend of his, out to a really nice restaurant. They walked over to the table. The maitre d' pulled out the chair. My son says, may I push in your stool? She says, it's only our first date. Can we see how dinner goes first? He ass-styles me the other night. I pick up the phone. He says, oh, sorry, Pop, I called you by mistake. I said, no worries, champ. We had you by mistake. My daughter, she is the eldest. She went to my wife and said, on the night that I was conceived, did you really want a boy or did you really want a girl? My wife says, I really only wanted a back rub. She comes and she asks me. I said, really, honey? It was very, very simple. One night you went to a party, a crazy wild party, you left the house with me, and you literally came home with your mother. But that doesn't explain it. What was it like the night I was conceived? So I said to her, me and Mommy found this incredible little seed, and we planted that seed, and we nurtured that seed, and we watered that seed, and we watched that seed grow into an incredible plant with incredible buds. And in 4 months, me and Mommy, we cut those buds. And then we dried those buds. And then we smoked those buds. And Daddy got so high that I forgot to put on a condom. She says to me, that does not explain why you are white and Mommy's black and I am brown. I said, kid, don't even go there. With the way that party went, you are lucky you're not barking like a fucking dog. I'll tell you what, kids today, they have no idea how lucky they have it. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to have to walk through 9 feet of shag carpeting in that green color, 4 inches thick, that had electrostatic in it, no matter where you walk. And that was just to turn on the television set. And then another 9 feet just to change the antenna, right? I mean, when I was a kid, we had Wonder Woman. Today, the kids are wondering if that's a woman. When I was little, I never cared what I looked like. I just wanted to play. My parents took out my clothes. I just found a box of old pictures. And apparently, my parents didn't care either. The kids today, I mean, they're much faster than we were. Much faster. I mean, the kids are smoking, they're drinking, they're having sex. 13-year-old me was closing the refrigerator door really close, slowly, to see when the light shut out. I showed my little nephew a picture of my first rotary phone. He says, wow, Uncle Glenn, you guys must have had huge pockets in the old days. But I am, I'm a little out of touch. I can tell, I'm a little out of touch. I thought Instagram was a cocaine delivery service. I love kitchen sex because I think it's the last shot I'll have at getting laid on an island. Last time I was making love to my wife, we were in the kitchen. We were almost done. All of a sudden I hear that front door open. I am thinking, shit. But my wife says, hey, it's the kids. Quick, use the back door. I mean, I can admit it to you now. I purposely misunderstood. I felt bad. I did. I went out and I bought her a new French perfume called Chloroform. I really like it. She don't like it. She says it tends to make her sleepy and then it tends to make her ass sore. I have no idea why she complains. Honestly, doggy style's our favorite position. I sit up and beg and she rolls over and plays dead. One of my wife's gorgeous friends came over to the house the other night, sat on a pair of my glasses and broke them. Totally my fault. I took full responsibility. Next time I will take them off my face first. My wife found out. Let me tell you that she was mad. She was pissed. She said, you keep messing around like that. One day I'm going to leave you, and you are going to miss me. I said, honey, you're going to have to make up your mind because it is not going to be both. She got so angry that she actually packs my bags. And as I'm walking out the front door, she is screaming, I wish you were slow and a painful death, you bastard! So I walked back in, I said, so now you want me to stay? I went out and I bought my wife the new Range Rover Evoque. That car was made, we decided to go green. That car is made from 90% recycled materials. That means I got $45,000 worth of somebody's trash sitting right in my driveway. The Evoque came with a GPS. My wife comes with PMS. That means I'm stuck with a cranky, bloated rich bitch in a hot car that can always find me. Between the GPS and the PMS, I am SOL. WTF. That stands for what? Well, wow, where do we go from there, huh? Well, let me see. I bought a new toilet brush. Long story short, I'm going back to toilet paper. Hey, if you ever come to visit me, and I happen to be on life support, you do me a favor, remember what we did like in the 90s, and unplug me, wait like 30 seconds, and then plug me back in again and see if that works. I read a blog article. It said you should always treat your wife the same way you did on your very first date. So I took her out for dinner, I took her to a movie, and I dropped her off at her parents' house. I was working in a writer's room. We were writing comedy the other day, and I accidentally farted a little too loudly. And I was embarrassed. And then four of my coworkers actually turned around their chairs to stare at me. Then I just felt like a winner on The Voice. Do I believe that if a woman can't stand to watch a man masturbate, either they have intimacy issues, they're frigid, or maybe they should just find a new seat on the bus. I mean, look, masturbation can be a touchy subject, whereas oral sex is really just a matter of taste. I'm going to try these just two more, and then we're getting the hell out of masturbation jokes. In America, do you realize that masturbation is one of the last things that are not taxed, illegal, or regulated? That is your American freedom. You are all free to go fuck yourselves. Hey, here's a question. If a man is addicted to masturbation, and then he gets addicted to sex, is it fair to say that his addiction got out of hand? Any juniors in the room? Juniors? One of you 19 people got to be a junior. No junior. You're a junior.
Right here.
And you're a junior. Right? You realize that your mother very possibly moaned, even screamed your name during sex? That's got to make you feel good, huh? You're special. Why is it that a baby can lay on a sofa all day long, napping all day long with a bottle in their mouth and nobody says a word? But when I do it, they call me an alcoholic. I was walking through the liquor store, and the guy behind the counter says, "Hey, buddy, it looks like you could use some help." I said, "You are right," but I decided to come here instead. Last Wednesday, I opened up my mail, certified letter from my mortgage company. It said, "Final notice." That's a relief. I had a friend of mine getting married for the second time, converting to Judaism, tells me he's going to get circumcised at 58 years old. Oh. Oh. I told him, you know what, they did that to me when I was 8 days old. I couldn't walk for almost a year. I was helping my great niece do her math homework. I was pretty good for about 30% of it. The other half, I really struggled. When people come to my house, my golden doodle, for whatever reason, loves to smell their crotches. I get some very dirty looks. Crazy looks. Well, the problem is she's only a 10-pound miniature golden doodle, and I need to pick her up. My other dog's a big German shepherd. He comes in, he is sitting there licking his balls, cleaning himself off. My buddy says, "Man, would I love to be able to do that." I said, "Well, you better pet him first, because sometimes he can get kind of nasty." Here's my impression of an ophthalmologist, an eye doctor, having sex. How's this? How about now? Better? Worse?
One or two.
One or two? Anybody else get that awkward phone call from your kids' teachers at school saying that your kid was going to be held back for remedial studies when all year long you've been doing their homework? I remember reading that in 1864, when the original Coke bottles started to be bottled and sold, that they actually had 2.5 grams of cocaine in every bottle. Now that could seriously explain how our parents and grandparents could walk 15 miles to school, uphill, both ways, barefoot,
And a foot of
in the
snow.
snow. Correct, there we go. Give another round of applause. That's right. My father, God bless him, 90 years old. He asked his doctor, "Listen, is there any way that you can cut my Viagra tablets into quarters?" He said, "Well, Mr. Friesman, I can do that, but there is no way you are going to achieve a full erection on a quarter of Viagra." My father says he don't want a full erection. He just wants it to stick out far enough so when he wakes up in the middle of the night to pee, it doesn't get on his slippers. My father woke up from one of his treatments at the hospital. They always put him under. And he wakes up and he's coming out of the anesthesia. And the guy sitting next to him says to him, What's the matter with you? My father says, "Oh, I got a prostate problem." The guy says, "What's that?" My father says, "That means I piss like you talk." I think vaping is weird. I think vaping is weird. I mean, could you imagine if smoking in the boys' room had come out today and not in 1973? It would have been known as vaping in the gender-neutral area. And I think vaping is crazy. I really do. You walk past a badass biker bar, and there are 3 guys out there with tattoos and leather jackets, and they all smell like strawberry muffins.
Yes.
Our trivia team lost the contest last night by 1 vote. One question. Just one question. Here's the question. Where do women have the curliest hair? Apparently Fiji was the correct answer. We didn't get it right either. Hey, if any of you guys get stuck on the way home and you're on the side of the road, do not expect me to stop and pull over and help you. You have hung up on at least 500 people trying to sell you a used car warranty.
Oh, yes.
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 My wife says to me the other night, you realize that a female's clitoris has over 8,000 nerves in it? How is it that you can get on every single nerve in my body except for one of those? Now, I remember some of the women that I dated right before I got married. One woman tried to tell me she is magically delicious. She ended up being more like vaginally suspicious. I'm like, sit the fuck down there, yucky charms. I'm stuck with one girl. We're in bed, we're spooning, and she whispers in my ear, "Hey, I just shaved my vagina. You know what that means?" And I said, "Yeah, it means the fucking drain is clogged again." I asked one girl, "What you do if I would just, come right in your ear?" She says, "Ah, you can't do that. I might go deaf." I said, "That's crazy because you let me do it in your mouth all the time and you want to never shut the hell up." You realize that a porn star can make $18,000 for one scene of anal? I felt bad for my last girlfriend. She didn't get a warning. But now I've been married now for 35 years. Right, in a row. I'm telling you, if there's such thing as a 7-year itch, god damn it, I have got the shingles. There's many things I've learned from my wife over the years. I have learned to never argue with my wife when she is tired, where she is rested, where she is in the house. I now know that when my wife wants a romantic dinner where she can watch the chef prepare her food, Subway was not what she had in mind. I now know it's a horrible idea to ask my wife, when the hell is dinner going to be on the table? If she is outside mowing the lawn. I said to my wife, I said, "How come you never tell me when you're having an orgasm? How come I never know?" She told me she doesn't want to bother me at work. The marriage counselor asked her, "You ever look at your husband when you're having sex?" She said, "Well, once, and he looked mad." I said, "Why was he mad?" She said, "Because he was looking in the window." I said to my wife, "Let's go on a vacation." She says, "Being married to you is a vacation." I said, "Oh, honey, that's so sweet." She said, "Not really. You were the last resort." My wife went out to lunch with a girlfriend of hers. Her girlfriend says she's going to have to get a boot job. My wife says, "That's nothing. I'm going to go out and get my asshole bleached." Her friend says, "I can't imagine your husband is a blonde." I said to my wife, "Listen, don't you understand? I just want to make you the happiest woman in the world." She says, "Well, I am going to miss you." I said, "Maybe we just got to put a little spark back in our marriage." So she tasered me. People ask me all the time, "Why would you have a $500,000 life insurance policy with your wife?" I said, "Because that is a gamble I am willing to take." My wife reminds me the other day, she says, "Do you know that a bull can make love over 2,000 times a year. He said, what the hell's the matter with you? I said, is the bull fucking the same cow every day? Right back in marriage counseling. You know, after about 20 minutes of hearing us bicker back and forth, the marriage counselor says, can you name one thing you agree on? Just one? So, well, neither of us like to suck dick. But I'll tell you what, even after 35 years of marriage, my wife still finds me sexy.
Aww.
Every time I walk by her in the house, she still looks right at me and says, wow. What an ass.
Yes. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you that laughter and the sound of laughter is the only thing between the 7 continents and the 62 genders that we all have in common. Don't ever stop laughing. Good night, everybody.
Come on, keep it going with Glenn Friesman. Jennifer, appreciate you guys had a good time. Come on, keep it going, folks. I am bringing you the man, Shane Harding, to the 50-50. My name is Bill Chang. Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure. I hope to see you guys again. Have a wonderful holiday season, everybody. Thank you.
Patty, we're gonna have roast call for 50-50. Patty? Alright, last call for 50-50. Is everybody vote thinking for the Taylor auction? Alright, where's Brenda at? I found her somewhere. Where's she at? There she is. You wanna do the auction first, or you wanna do the 50-50? 50-50? We're doing last call for 50-50, so we're gonna use your tickets for the auction? Okay. Now that's your yellow ticket that you have.
Thanks for fixing me up here.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope I did okay.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys all came.
Thank you. I needed a laugh today.